23-21575FH and 23-21625. Mr. Madison is represented by Matthew Murphy. I do have Isaac Sneed here on behalf of the people. I'm not sure if he's here on this. He might be here for something else. But Mr. Madison, I know you were brought over in person, and I know that Mr. Murphy was down there speaking to you. So have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you had an opportunity to discuss that with Mr. Murphy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you satisfied with Mr. Murphy as your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Murphy, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
Your Honor, Mr. Madison has indicated that he believes that his jail credit is inaccurate in this. He believes that if we go to file 2321575-FH, that he should have a total of 120 days credit. And then if you go to the other file, 2321625-FH, he believes he should have 107 days credit. I'm sorry, 103 days credit.
103.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And what was the one on the 275 file? 120.
120. Let me 100 or 119, 120. Depending.
So we will, when we're done, or right now, Miss Adams might, but if not right now, as soon as she gets a chance, we'll call the jail, and they keep track of that, and so we'll double check that and make sure that that's correct.
One of the issues, Your Honor, I believe, is on the file 575. He was incarcerated, and there was an issue about the bond, and I believe that we had tried to address bond, and Your Honor had said that obviously he'll get credit as credit's due. So I just wanted to make sure, because he may have had a PR bond at some point, and I just wanted to make sure, because I think that if there was a PR bond, he should have been giving credit during that time when the PR bond was in place.
So there's PR bond on 7.5 and not on 2.5.
From my understanding, that'll be the case. Again, I didn't look at the file this morning, so this is my understanding from Mr. Madison was indicating. That's what my recollection was from previously, but I haven't looked at the ROA and double check.
All right. So I don't have Mr. Stevenson, but Miss Walsh or Miss Teskey, who's covering for Mr. Stevenson?
I am not, Your Honor. But I can. Right.
I think
Well, it's not a big deal, but no, it's okay, Miss Holly. So I do show on 2.5, he was incarcerated from November 10 to today. And obviously I always give credit on both files if they're incarcerated, just because it's just an error of not changing the bond. So I will give him that additional credit. But you went back to jail on November 10, right?
Yes.
So November 10 to today, you're saying he has more credit than the 95?
Well, yes, Your Honor. Well, that's what he was indicating.
All right. So we'll look at that. I will give him, so it looks like from 10/10 to November 10, you were out of jail.
Oh, I got on September 25th, I came to jail. I bonded out October 10th.
Yeah.
So I came back November 10th.
Okay.
So I had 16 days, and then from November 10th, so now it's 103, so that's 119 days.
November 10th to today. All right. So Mr. Stevenson, this is Mr. Madison. So we're looking on page 2 with credit.
Okay.
On file number 23-21625, he went to jail on November 10, and today is sentencing. He thinks he has 103 today. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Stevenson, on the other file, he got out of jail on October 10, but went back November 10 on the other file. I'm going to give him that credit as well.
Okay.
Because which, normally it would have been changed. So we think he has 120 maybe. He thinks let's see, 925 to 1010. So he thinks he has 120 days on 7.5 and 103 on 2.5. So we'll just give it that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Next, Mr. Murphy.
That was the only inaccuracy, Your Honor, that we wanted to point out.
Okay. Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The probation department on the count 1, possession of cocaine less than 25 grams. The guidelines were calculated to 2 to 17. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
Do, Your Honor.
And then on file number 23-21625, count 1, R&O, and count 2, R&O, those guidelines were calculated to be 7 to 23 months. Do you agree with that calculation of guidelines?
We do, Your Honor.
The court is very aware of the sentencing agreement that was put on the record for no more than 10 months in jail, and the court will honor that. So is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Madison before the court passes sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Madison is asking the court to consider no further incarceration and release on probation in this matter. Mr. Madison, he has indicated that he believes that he would have a good foundation if he was released. He believes that he is going to try to, or he has a job lined up. However, he's going to try to get into rehab, either inpatient if he can find that, if not outpatient. And again, he believes that that should work with his intended employment. He believes that he has stable housing, and I believe that he understands the opportunity that he would be given, mainly to address the issue that he has here, Your Honor, which is his addiction. Now, again, the sentencing agreement was for no more than 10 months in jail. And obviously, I'm asking the court to consider the probation that Mr. Madison is asking for, namely because he's asking for it, Your Honor. He believes that he will perform well given this opportunity if the court was to do that. Again, I would ask the court to consider that. If the court wasn't going to do probation, I'd ask the court to consider maybe less than the 10 months in jail. I believe when you look at the situation, given Mr. Madison's time he's already served, maybe a sentence of 6 months total, something would be more appropriate. But again, we do appreciate the court agreeing to the 10 months cap to begin with. But I would ask the court to consider maybe less than that if it was incarceration, not probation. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Madison, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Just that I've been utilizing this time, in the county. They got tablets, and I've been doing the tablet things, doing like the outpatient stuff. I've been going to AA, did their encouragement groups. I'm a trustee, I'm the baker over there, so I just been utilizing my time and trying to do the right things, get on the right path.
So, Mr. Madison, so one of two reasons you're asking for probation. One is that you want the assistance that we can give you for rehab and treatment, or you want to get out of jail sooner. So that's typically what I see, right?
Right, I got you, I understand.
So, I mean, if I put you on probation, your guidelines are enough that if you violate, you're going to do the RAP program. I'm going to send you the RAP program, which is like a year-long probation program up north. So, and your guidelines are long and high enough, you could go to prison. Right. So, I mean, if I give you a jail term and no probation, you walk away. But if I give you probation, there's going to be treatment and counseling and a lot of things. So,
me being, I know who I am. I know who I am. I do good restructuring.
You do, but you violated probation
I had, yes, and I was young and I was dumb. I was caught up as a child. You know what I mean? I went to prison at 22 years old. I didn't get out till I was 30 something. I was still caught up as a young kid. You know what I mean? So, and then I got out and I haven't really gotten in trouble in the last 7, 8, 9 years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And given that, if you can give me the probation and go home today, I would take that. But if you can give me the time, it's up to you, Judge. But I'm ready to do the probation.
Well, so we're all about trying to put you in a better place,
right?
And that's what you truly want.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Stevenson, if I were to place him on probation, would that be 2 years or 3?
2.
2. All right. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Right. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and protection of society. Where would you be working?
I got a job doing drywall.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a valued skill if you know how to do it.
I learned it I didn't know how to put a screw in the wall.
Okay. So, sentence of the court on each file, you'll be placed on probation for a period of 2 years. On file number 23-21575FH, I'm going to sentence you to the Lenawee County Jail for 120 days with credit for time served. On file number 23-21625FH, sentence of court that you'll be placed on probation for a period of 2 years. And then I'll give you 103 days in Lenawee County Jail, credit for time served. On file number 23-21575FH, you will pay $750 in court costs $450 court-appointed attorney fee. There is $130 crime victim rights fee and $68 state costs. And then there's a $30 per month supervision fee, 60 if we got to put it together on you. And then on file number 23-21625 FH, you will pay $130 crime victim rights fee and then $68 in state costs on each count. So you'll pay that twice on that file. During your term of probation, you will obey and comply with all the articles in the provisions, all right? So because we have a substance abuse issue, there's no marijuana, there's no illegal controlled substances, there's no alcohol, okay? Just because one thing will lead to another, right? And you must test as required by Mr. Stevenson. I'm going to order that you have a curfew of 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. unless it's work related, and you just let Mr. Stevenson know. Okay, he has a right to enter your house, your car, your phone, any of your devices if he has reasonable cause to believe that you're in violation of your probation terms. You must report as ordered and complete all treatment counseling as ordered. What else would you like me to add, Mr. Stevenson? Not to use, possess, or hang out with people with any illegal controlled substances, weapons. What else?
That's fine.
All right.
We need to add anything later, we can do that.
Okay, so you understand? So you do have the right to appeal this sentence, and I'm going to find your appellate rights and give them to my bailiff, so he can give them to you. So he's going to bring those down to you. I need you to initial the top copy on each file, just for my records to know that you received it. The other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the forms, mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. I don't think there's DNA fees that we sent.
No, would be.
So we don't assess DNA if they've had a felony in so many years, because we can't.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Madison, it's a different world than when you and I first started showing up in court. So showing up, being honest, get you help, running, get you jail. So if you go to Mr. Stevenson and said, I had a relapse, I'm really worried about this, he'll help you.
Right.
Like he'll get you a treatment program, whatever. So don't run.
Okay.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
any questions?
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And if you ever need help, you know, the courthouse is, yeah.
You'll come in Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Tuesday at 9?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Madison. The record should reflect I received back signed copies of the notice of right to appellate review. You're welcome. Oh, Mr. Leach, I do have your client. Ms. Murphy, you have anybody else with me?
I have this white man, she should be zooming in if you here.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Let me find Mr. Schizler's file. All right, Miss Underwood, Miss Underwood, do you represent Mr. Lambert,
I do.
Mr. LaFrance?
I think that's tomorrow.
Okay, all right, so Miss Adams, if you want to call the jail and just have them start zooming in any of them, I'll take
Okay.
them all as soon as they can get them to me. All right. So let me find Mr. Schizler, your PSI. All right. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Aaron Eugene Schizler, file number 22-20739FH. I have attorney Bruce Leach appearing on behalf of Mr. Schizler, and Mr. Schizler is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Schizler, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Leach, I show that we emailed a copy of the pre-sentence report to you back on February 16. You received that?
Yes, we've received and reviewed it, Your Honor.
Excellent. So, Mr. Schizler, you've had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you've had an opportunity to discuss that with your attorney, and he's answered all your questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Leach, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any of the information in the pre-sentence report?
No, ma'am, we agree.
All right, and let's see, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client before the court passes sentence?
Well, Your Honor, this is a no contest plea. Mr. Schisler understands, what happened, and I would just ask the court to follow the recommendations. He's never been in trouble before in his life. I think the recommendation here for fines and costs is appropriate. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Schisler, anything you want to say on your own behalf?
I would like to say that I am sorry that this happened. It most certainly will never happen again. And that is it, Your Honor.
You know, we could be here today on a much more serious charge or circumstance. So I was glad to hear when I read the pre-sentence report of the fact that you were very remorseful over this, and based on your history, there's no recommendation or concerns about this happening again. So it's a sentence of the court that you will pay. Are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
What do you do? I mean, what do you do for a job?
I'm a PDI technician at a RV company.
Okay, so I'm going to order that you pay a $500 fine. And it's a misdemeanor, so let me get would be a $75 crime victim rights fee. And it will be a $50 state cost and a $100 law enforcement fee. So it'll be a total of $725. How long do you need to pay that?
I have $500 I can pay today, and then I can pay the balance off next week.
All right, so how about I give you 60 days?
Okay.
Just in case. So I'm not putting you on probation. I'm not doing anything else. So I'm going to say that must be paid within 60 days. And do you live in Lenawee County?
No, Your Honor, I do not. Genesee County.
Can they pay online now? Fines and costs over there?
I don't know about Genesee County.
No,
Wait.
here.
I don't know. I know they can pay by card, so I don't know.
So, Mr. Schisler, do you have a pen or some paper?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
They cannot pay online, Judge. They can send a money order.
But he can mail in a money order, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have something to write with, Mr. Schisler?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, so what you would need to do is put on a piece of paper your file number. And then enclose, it has to be a money order. It can't be a check, a personal check. So, and not cash, don't mail cash. And then you would mail it to Lenawee County Circuit Court Clerk.
Okay.
And the address is 425 North Main Street.
Okay.
Adrian, Adrian, Michigan, 49221. And just put a piece of paper in there, say, this is to pay off my fines and costs, and just write out the check to the Lenawee County Clerk or the money order, and you should be good, and I'll give you 60 days to do that, all right?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Schisler, you do have a right to appeal this sentence. We're actually going to put in the mail to you an envelope with 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review and a self-addressed stamped envelope. On the first page, it'll be highlighted where you need to initial and date that you received that paperwork. Hold that top copy up that you initialed and dated, put it in the self-addressed envelope, pop it back to me. The other 2 copies are for you. And if you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. All right?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Schisler. Good luck to you. And thank you, Mr. Leach.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Leach.
All right, you're all set. Okay, so Miss Underwood, Mr. Malaro, in my waiting room, I have Miss Knowles and Miss Fraley. Anybody want to claim those?
No, Your Honor.
Why don't we start with Ms. Knowles, Your Honor?
Okay. And Mr. Malaro's like, no, I don't want to. No. All right, so let me get her paperwork. All right, we'll let her in. All right, Ms. Knowles is not connecting. So let's see if we can get her connected. Miss Underwood, have you spoken to Miss Whiteman?
I'm sorry.
No, Ms. Whiteman's mine, is she zooming in?
Oh. She hasn't. Did you get the pre-sentence case report update?
There was no since the last time.
I gotta,
I believe she didn't participate.
no,
And then I don't think there's been any communication since the last court date.
no. Why don't we just call that case? Here, why don't we just call it now? And that way you can go on your merry way. All right. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caitlin Elizabeth Whiteman, file number 2021-20579FH. I received an updated report from Ms. Walsh. The last report I received stated that sentencing was originally scheduled for February 2nd. The individual provided a wrong number to Agent Jones at the time of her plea. And Ms. Walsh emailed her attorney, Mr. Murphy, to see if he had another number. He gave her the new number. Ms. Walsh called that number and left a message, texted again and again. She did call back on January 3rd. They set up a time to meet. She texted on that day saying that she had not left yet. There was a mix-up with vehicle hours and her sister-in-law had the car. She would be just delayed and she's never showed up since. So have you talked to her?
Your Honor, no, we were here, I believe, on February 9th. And she failed to appear on that day. And I believe Your Honor set today's date. We left voicemails on the numbers that we have. And we've mailed letters to the address that we have. I had spoken to her, there was one call, I believe, this was before the February 9th date that I've had with her since she pled.
Mhm.
But that phone call, there was no communication, it just was dead. And then I tried to call the number back and, she didn't answer. So I haven't actually spoken with her since the plea date.
Okay, well, I do have a motion affidavit and bench warrant in the file for her failure to appear on February 9th for sentencing. And that remains in effect. Bond is 50,000 on that. So
When
Yes,
was,
Your Honor.
why was there a date set for today? I was confused I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I assume that she had contacted our office, but there's no note in here from my assistant that she had.
Miss Adams, do you know why it was set for today?
Judge, I only set those when attorneys called and requested.
Maybe you thought you were gonna be able to get her in or something.
Maybe, Your Honor, I apologize again. That was why I assumed she would be zooming in because I assumed that she had made contact with my office since the last set date. So I do apologize, Your Honor.
Why?
Because she's not here and it's wasting the court's time.
It's not your job, and it's job security for us, so. Anyway, all right, so the bench warrant remains in effect, and if you hear from her, let us know.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Miss Knowles, can you hear me? Ms. Knowles, why don't you go ahead and unmute your device?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So, do you have video?
Yes, I do. Well, give me a second.
Yep, not a problem.
I have to go to my settings.
Are you here for somebody or you just?
November, like 3 weeks, last week, you told me if I paid the show cause, when you dismissed the charge, and I paid because I had.
What's your name?
But Abel Mendoza, but I wanted to let the court know that I do have a, interview for.
Okay, why don't you come up here? Come up to the podium.
They have me right.
Hold on, let me put you up at the podium.
I just heard to hold out.
No, you're okay. All right, so your name's Abel Mendoza.
Yeah.
We were here a couple weeks ago for a friend of the court case,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, and so what did you?
I had a like a not a day job, but like a job. So last a couple days, I gave him the whole thing, like a lump sum, and then well, actually yesterday it rained, so kind of put it back a day, but I can give him like I get paid tomorrow, so
Okay.
I can give him another 100.
So who's your caseworker?
They said it's an Allen guy. They say he was up here, so I ran out.
What's his name?
Some Allen, Jeff Allen.
Jeff Anderson.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so hold on a minute.
I was like,
Just hold on.
those steps are brutal.
Oh,
I didn't know if because I already had a dealing with the mail issue, so I just not to, yeah, it's just
Hold on, Mr. Mendoza. Mr. Anderson,
Yeah.
what's the matter, babe?
He's scheduled for Monday.
Mr. Anderson, I have Mr. Abel Mendoza here. Last time we were here a couple weeks ago, he promised to make some payments, and he made a payment, and he's gonna make another payment tomorrow, and he wanted to come here to tell me about it. And I think he's set for Monday. So I'm gonna send him down to you, and if that's all set and you wanna adjourn Monday out or something, go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So what I'm gonna do is go down to the elevators, or you can take those stairs, whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, I messed with the elevator. So for some reason, you push it and it don't even. You have to push it like twice.
Okay, well, going downstairs is
Yeah,
easier than going up.
Yeah.
So go down and see Mr. Anderson and verify that payment, tell him what you're gonna do, and then he can probably adjourn that out for you.
Now I do have I used to work for Auto Kennington, but I got the interview for Auto Kennington.
Nice.
Mylan plant though.
All right, so go tell Jeff Anderson all of that. All right, you have a good day.
You too, man.
Thank you. Thank you for following up.
Thank you. I thought, well, I knew you told me I had to be here at like 8.
It'd be Monday.
Okay, so.
You're a couple days early.
Okay.
But if Mr. Anderson verifies all that, he'll adjourn that Monday out. You want
Do I
to?
have to come report here or, cause.
So your court, hold on. So when I tell you you have court, you come see me.
Okay, that's.
Your court date was Monday, not today. It's 2 days from now.
I thought you said the 26th, cause I had.
Well, today's the 23rd.
Really?
No.
Oh, man, I did it last week too.
But you know what? Early is good. Early is good. Early is good. So go down in front of the court, and if everything's cool, Mr. Anderson will adjourn it for you, all right?
Thank you.
All right. All right. It's better always to be early than late. All right, so.
Hey, Judge.
Hey.
I just wanted to mention on Caitlin Whitman, in the court computer, it says on 213 bench warrant arraignment.
Oh, let me see.
Which would,
That's because I entered it as a hearing date.
Miss Adams, can you say that again?
I entered that into the system for a hearing date today.
Okay. All right. So I got Mr. Lambert. I have somebody in jail room number 1, and let me see. Your name is, you have the pretty hair braids. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Anthony. That's Mr. LaFrance.
All right. So Mr. LaFrance, I'm going to change your screen name just because they all say Lenawee Joe. Okay. So Mr. LaFrance, I'm going to change, and Mr. Millar, is that your client?
Yes, Your Honor, but I misstated the plea offer, so can I have a breakout with him?
Of course. So, Mr. LaFrance, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Malaro. And then, you guys can talk as long as you need to, okay?
All right.
Okay, so there you go. Go ahead and click on join that breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Lambert, give us just a minute. All right, Miss Knowles, great. You got your video started. All right, so this is, and Miss Knowles, because let's see. It's Abria, correct?
Correct.
All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Abria Knowles, file number 2023-21630FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Miss Knowles. This is the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. Miss Underwood, you received a copy of the pre-sentence report?
We did, Your Honor. That was mailed to Ms. Knowles, and I have reviewed that with her telephonically.
Excellent. So Ms. Knowles, you've had an opportunity to review that with your attorney and discuss the pre-sentence report with your attorney?
Correct.
Are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Underwood, let's see. Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
We do not, Your Honor.
All right, does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
It does not. Oh, I'm
Right,
sorry, Ms. Knowles. Were there a couple of small items that were incorrect in the police report, in the report?
I will have to look over it because I didn't usually look over
But
it.
you didn't mention anything to me.
Correct.
I thank you. No, there were no changes, Your Honor.
okay. The probation department has computed, or I'm sorry, does the pre-sentence report disclose any, or no, I already said that. Does the probation department computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 0 to 9 months? Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
We would agree with that computation, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Knowles?
Yes, Your Honor. I think Ms. Knowles, understands that the course of conduct she engaged in was inappropriate and wrong, Your Honor. She's in the process of cleaning up the mess she has in multiple states. And I think she's doing that with the idea, Your Honor, of changing her life and getting these things taken care of. She understands the sentencing recommendation, Your Honor, and we do feel that probation in this matter, in the manner indicated, is warranted in this matter, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Knowles, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
No, ma'am.
All right, in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offenses, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and the protection of society. It's a sentence of the court that you will be placed on probation for a period of 18 months. During the term of probation, you must obey and comply with all the articles of your probation. And let's see, Ms. Walsh, I always make Article 2 illegal. Just illegal controlled substances, just because marijuana is legal now and I never know which jurisdiction. Okay, so you're not to use any illegal controlled substances. You're not to commit any new crimes. Let's see. Now you've got a couple outstanding cases, Ms. Knowles. Have you been working to try to resolve those in other states?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. And probably nice to get rid of that. You're to maintain employment. There is a $750 court cost, $450 court-appointed attorney fee. There's $30 per month supervision fee, $60 if you're required to wear a tether. There is a $130 crime victim rights fee. Oh, no, wait a second. Yep, and then there is $68 in state costs. Because you live in Wayne County, you're still in Wayne County, right?
No, I just moved to Detroit. I'm in the process of moving to Detroit. The probation people from from Linway County contacted my probation officer out there, so I think they're getting that together.
Right, so Detroit, you're living in Detroit, that's in Wayne County, so.
Okay,
Yeah, so your probation will be transferred to Wayne County. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I think there are actually 2 Wayne counties, the one in Pennsylvania and the one here. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So no, Detroit's Wayne County. So if you're living in Detroit, it'll be transferred to Wayne County and there's no fee for that. If it's transferred out of state, there's a fee. That's why I was asking. And like I said, you have to obey and comply with all other articles of probation. Am I missing anything, Ms. Walsh?
No, but I do want to clear up the, you said illegal. I understand that marijuana is legal now, but she does have some, possession of controlled substances, sale, distribution, possession of marijuana back in 2021. So is she allowed to use marijuana?
Well, Wayne County, Ms. Knowles, you're on probation in Detroit and Wayne County.
Correct.
Do they allow you to use
She's
marijuana?
on probation. Well, she's on probation out of Pennsylvania in Wayne County.
Okay, is there a marijuana clause in that probation, Ms. Knowles?
No.
Most counties don't have that anymore, to be honest. So
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna add that. Ms. Knowles, I'm not gonna ask for your street name, but is your house number still 5064?
Yes.
Okay, so, Ms. Knowles, you do have the right to appeal this sentence. So you're gonna get in the mail from me an envelope. So keep an eye out for it. And in that envelope are gonna be 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review. One of them will have a flag or a highlight on it for you to initial and date. And then there's also going to be a self-addressed stamped envelope. And then you need to fold up the one you signed, put it in the envelope and put it in your mailbox or drop it off at the post office. I need that for the file just so that I know you received your appellate paperwork. If you wish to appeal this sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else, Ms. Walsh?
Ms. Knowles, I need you to report to me Wednesday morning. How about 10 a.m.?
What date is that? That
is the 28th. Are you able to come to Lenawee on the 28th?
Yes, I will be.
Okay, and that's gonna be a one-time thing. You need to come see Ms. Walsh. She'll have you sign your probation terms and they'll process the transfer to Detroit, all right?
Okay, the 28th at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good luck,
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Underwood.
Hold on.
Okay.
Ms. Walsh, did you ever receive any, she didn't have it in there. You didn't receive any restitution information or you did?
There's no restitution.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, you're all set, Ms. Knowles, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So in the PSI, if it's not turned in, we don't order it. Okay, thank you, Josh. Okay, so Miss Underwood, I have Chelsea Fraley. Is she yours?
She is mine, Your Honor.